नहीं
तो आ रही है सर।
आप सर फिर से एग्जिट हो करके और
हाँ?
आप फिर से एग्जिट हो जाइए। एग्जिट मीन्स स्क्रीन शेयर बंद करके और फिर इंटायर स्क्रीन के थ्रू शेयर करिएगा।
अच्छा अच्छा। अब आ रहे हैं सर?
नहीं सर,
हाँ?
नहीं नहीं
ठीक है।
सर, स्टॉप शेयरिंग करिए, अभी आप बताते हैं।
शेयरिंग कर दें? ठीक, स्टॉप
हाँ,
शेयरिंग।
अब शेयर करिए, इंटायर स्क्रीन पे क्लिक करिएगा। अब शेयर करिए, इंटायर स्क्रीन वाले पे क्लिक करिए।
ठीक सर, कर दिया।
हाँ, अब स्क्रीन मिनिमाइज करिए। हाँ, अब ये इसको भी, आइकन को भी हटा दीजिए सर।
अब आ रहा है ना सर?
हाँ हाँ, ये आइकन दिख रहा है मीटिंग का,
आइकन इसको
क्रॉस कर
मिनिमाइज
दीजिए,
कर।
क्रॉस कर दीजिए, क्रॉस कर दीजिए।
ठीक, अब आ रहा है। ठीक सर, ओके। थैंक यू सर। गुड आफ्टरनून टू एवरी, गुड इवनिंग टू एवरीवन। Myself, Dr. Narendra Kumar. I am working as an assistant professor in Department of Livestock Production and Management, College of Veterinary and Animal Science, Banda University of Agriculture and Technology, Banda. Today, my session topic is on sustainable livestock farming practices. I will start with the introduction. Before going to this point, I will quote some importance of livestock sector in our national economy. As we know that the livestock is a dominant pillar of agriculture income, which contribute about 31% of agriculture GDP and about 5.5% of national GDP. So, in this way, about more than 21 million people are engaged in the livestock for their livelihood security. So, then coming to our main topic, that is sustainable practices. There are the three important pillars of the sustainable livestock farming. First is the environmental sustainability, economic viable, and social responsibility. These are the three principles of the sustainable livestock practices. Environmental sustainability means it involves the practices that reduce the ecological footprint of the livestock, minimizing resource consumption, managing waste. And economic viability means which is a profitable and long-term adoption to the farmers. And social equality. Social equality means which is a fair justification for the animal welfare and also involve the community. So in this way, we can conclude that the sustainable livestock farming practices, it involves the principles of social, environmental, and economic to produce food in such a way that it meets the current needs without compromising for the future generation to meet their own. Then there are some challenges in the sustainable livestock production. First is the environmental challenge. In environmental challenge, there is as we know that the greenhouse gas emission, water pollution from the manure, deforestation is one of the important challenges. Climate change. In climate change, there is the rising environmental temperature, feed shortage is there, pasture degradation is there, and its productivity also. Third important is the animal welfare. Due to the global demand for the animal product rises day by day, as we know. it may put the pressure on the farmers and entrepreneurs and agriculture producers to meet this demand. To meet this demand, the farmers or entrepreneurs put animals in intensive system where their freedoms, where their ethics hampers. So we should provide animal in such an environment in which their physical, mental, and behavioral restrictions are not compromised. This is the third important challenges in the present scenario. Fourth important challenge is the antibiotic resistance. Due to overdose, misuse of the antibiotic in animals, it will result in the pathogens that will resistance to the antibiotics, general antibiotics. Next important, resource efficiency. We have to optimize the feed and other feed, water, land, waste to optimize these to produce output. This is the important challenge. Next important challenge is consumer awareness and demand. Due to change in the consumer preference and their awareness about the sustainable practices, including market demand, another challenge. We have to meet this, and there are some strategies to meet these challenges. To overcome these challenges, we are coming to step by step, one to one. Like first important is the grazing management. Grazing management means adjusting the grazing time, stocking rate, and intensity of grazing, so that the land we can utilize this part of the land in a sustainable way, where we safeguard the health of the soil, health of the animal in a simultaneously. One important practice is the rotation of the pasture, in which we have divided the pasture into different segments, and animals are grazed one by one in one segment to another, and then another to another. It will lower the impact of the livestock on the ecosystem, on the climate, and it will restore the soil health and improve the performance and of the animal and the pest control of the animal also. Next is the agroforestry. Agroforestry is the land use practices that integrate the tree, fodder, and the livestock in a simultaneously. One important agroforestry, that is silvipasture. Silvipasture is the deliberate introduction of some woody plants into the grazing field. So it will provide a microclimate for the animal, and it will also provide habitat for the pollinator, and it will reduce soil erosion, improve water quality, as well as in the animals, it will increase the milk production by 17%, and it will also reduce the production cost. Next important is the precision livestock farming. Precision livestock farming means a digital management system where we use the advanced technology like sensor, robotics, artificial intelligence to measure the animal health and its behavior in a real-time basis. This technology which can easily detect any diseases, optimize their feeding, optimize their breeding practices, and reduce the antimicrobial uses. What are the different technologies used in precision livestock farming in animal where? That is the RFID. One is the radio frequency identification system. It is put on the ear tag like that, in which the radio signals in form of unique sequences of number or letters which are identified by a computer system, Second is the robotic milking, infrared thermography, automatic feed monitoring, 3D imaging, herd management software, milk analyzer, and some geoinformatics system. These are comes under the precision livestock farming. We step by step, one to one, we have to study. In robotic milking, as we know that in dairy farming, about 1/3 of the labor is involved in the milking operations. To reduce this labor, we have to use this smart and automatic milking system. This smart automatic milking system consists of milking stalls or crates in which the robotic arms which attach each teat cup and to the udder without human intervention. In the robotic milking, we can easily identify the cow, we can determine the concentrate level and dispense the feed, clean the teat, and post-teat disinfectant operations, and estimation, qualitative and quantitative estimation of milk can be done easily. Next important is the infrared thermography. In the infrared thermography, it is based on the principle that any object which has a surface temperature of above 0 Kelvin, that will emit the electromagnetic radiations. These electromagnetic radiations are studied by the thermal cameras, and it is based on the principle that the lighter the color, higher the temperature of the object, and darker the color, lower the temperature of the surface. So it is a non-invasive method to detect the heat stress in the animal easily by use of this thermal camera. Next is the animal behavior and emotion recognition. Like recent technologies, we use the CNN, like deep learning technique. It's a deep learning technique that can easily identify the animal behavior and emotion recognition. Like the position of ears, position of eye, mouth, and nostrils. We can see the animals, and we can easily identify its behavior and emotions. So, next important practice is the automatic vaccination and disinfection system. This is the automatic vaccination where we can, as we know that it is a very hard to give hundreds of vaccines in a large dairy farm, in an organized dairy farm, and medicine to the animal in the dairy farm. So it is a AI like automatic vaccinators we can use, and in a less time we can make hundred thousands of these animals vaccinated in the same way. Next important is this disinfectant, this AI-driven robotic system where it can easily have equipped with the sensor and camera, and it can easily identify the area required for the cleaning and disinfection in the dairy farm, in the animal, any kind of animal facilities there. Next is there are some drawbacks. There are some drawbacks or some challenges in the precision livestock farming. That this is the high investment cost, slow adoption rate. One of the bigger challenge. We need specialized technical staff, and we can use this precision livestock farming in organized or large dairy farm. And other include like there may be some complexity in the data collection, data transferring, data storage. So these are the first some challenges. Now we can sustainable feed utilization to the animal. In the field, we can usually enrich the as we know that the straw which are going to fed to the animal, these have a very low DCP. Means it have a no protein itself. Only it satisfies the animal hunger. So we can improve these straw quality, and we can also increase its digestibility and its protein content from 0 to 7% easily in a field level. Like we can use the 4% of urea for straw treatment, in which we can sprinkle making 4% of urea, 4 kilogram urea in 100 liter of water. We can make and sprinkles on the straw. This sprinkles on the straw, and it will increase the digestibility and protein content. There we can use some alternative feed resources which are non-competitive to the human food chain. Like these are the insect-based proteins, single-cell proteins, some algal seaweeds, some byproducts of the fruit and vegetables. This can use. These are the non-competitive to the human food chains. Like the insect feeding. These are insect feeding. These are very common and innovative feeding strategies for the poultry. Like in which the housefly, beetle, locust, cockroach, and these are the very high source of the protein and amino acids along with minerals, and we can easily use this single cell protein. These single cell proteins are the derived from the various microorganisms, yeast, bacteria, and fungi during the agriculture processing of the food. This can be like the spirulina is a single cell protein which can be used. Azolla is a type of form which can rich source of the protein. This is the high source of the CP, this food protein 20 to 25%, along with the enriched source of the minerals, vitamins, and antioxidant also. This feeding azolla to the dairy, the cattle, increase the feed efficiency and increase daily weight gain and milk production by 20%, up to 20%. As we know that the food and vegetable waste, these are thrown by the peoples, and they they are not at all used. But in this, we know that these are used as a animal feeding. These fruit and different vegetable wastes is can used in animal feeding as a rich source of the fiber and along with the minerals and vitamins. Like there are the greenhouse gas emission. It is a serious threat to the climate also. These greenhouse gas emission, particularly methane, N2O, nitrous oxide, and CO2. These are emitted from the livestock sector. These are coming from the livestock sector. There are the two important sources that are coming: direct source and indirect source. In the direct source, they are coming from enteric fermentation, manure management, and indirect sources like land use pattern, cultivated soil, feed production, fossil fuel burning, post-harvest emissions. In the figure, we can show that it can show that the most of the greenhouse gas emission, about 70 to 75%, they are coming from the cattle and buffalo, animals also. And third figure, it shows that the most enteric fermentations that gas produced, that is the methane, is responsible for the greenhouse gas emission. Second important is the N2O. Nitrous oxide is the second largest contributor, about 13.4%, and CO2, which is related to the feed production, is about around 13%, is the main greenhouse gas emission that are coming from the livestock sector. So how we tackle, how we reduce this greenhouse gas emission from the which are coming from livestock sector? There are the two important strategies. First is the dietary manipulation. Second is the rumen manipulation. In the dietary manipulation, we manipulate the diet of the animal. We manipulate the ration, which is given to the animal, like feeding high quality forage, means introducing some legumes into the green fodder to the ration of the animal. Increased concentrate level, means increase. We have to manage the ratio of concentrate and roughage ratio, and to optimize these feeding practices to reduce greenhouse gas emission. Increased lipid, dietary lipid. These dietary lipid reduce the greenhouse gas emission. UNMB, urea molasses, mineral block. This can also reduce the greenhouse gas emission. Simultaneously, it can also increase the feed digestibility and milk production. Next important, the rumen manipulation. In the rumen manipulation, this yeast culture like Saccharomyces cerevisiae probiotics, and this also reduce rumen manipulation. Secondary metabolite like saponin, terpentoin, tannin, along essential oil like cassia, clove, thyme oil. These can significantly reduce the methane emission. And nitrate feeding, it serves as the hydrogen sink in the rumen and compete with the methane production. And this can significantly reduce the methane emission. So we can use some advanced reproductive technology like embryo transfer technology. In the embryo transfer technology, we can make produce along 10 to 12 calves per year. Like there are some steps of the embryo transfer technology. Like we have to select that superior bull and normal genitalia female, and we have to synchronize. This female and super ovulate process is there by using FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, and after that we have to recovery of this embryo after 5 to 7 days, and these after embryo we grade this embryo. We grade it. After grading, we transfer this embryo into the surrogate mothers. These are some advanced reproductive technologies. We can easily achieve 10 to 12 calves per year from a single cow. Like if we next is the sex semen. Sex semen offer advantage like that production of the only female calf to improve the milk production and speed out the recovery of the genetic gain and reduce cost that is associated with the milk. This is the advanced technology, but it has some limitations. Like it has the higher cost, lower conception rate compared to conventional semen, and it requires technical staff, skilled staff, and this extracted semen can be used in the heifer or cow up to third lactation for the increased consumption. Next is the sustainable farm-based utilization. There are the two important farm-based that are produced. One is the solid and the liquid waste. These solid waste are used for biogas production, composting, or it can directly apply to the field. Next is the liquid waste. These liquid waste are either go to the directly stored into the tanker, or it goes into the oxidation in the lagoon or ditches, where this can goes to the soil or land. This first is the biogas production. In biogas production, as we know that it is a renewable and environmental friendly energy sources, and basically it comprised the 60% about 60% methane and 40% methane carbon dioxide, along with some hydrogen sulfide and traces of water vapors are there. And this biogas plant, about 2 meter cubic capacity, it will sufficient to provide general requirement of the family, about 5 to 6 members. This 1 ton of manure that can produce 20 to 25 cubic meter of biogas, which have the total energy value of 100 to 125 kilowatt. And this biogas production, the end product of the biogas production is a very nutrient-rich material that is called slurry, used as a soil conditioner. There are some value-added products like mosquito repellent that is prepared from the cow dung, as used as a herbal mosquito repellent. These are alternative to the chemicals repellent that we use at our homes. Cow urines, we can use that medicinal property. This panchgavya is made from the 5 products of the cow dung, urine, milk, ghee, and curd, along with some banana, coconut water, jaggeries. These are all along with the used as a pesticide. Next is the integration of this livestock waste into the other livestock operation. Means like integration means the end product of the one enterprises come to the input of the another. Like we can use the dung of the cow, dung of this pig to the fish farming easily. One study is the Navsari, Gujarat, utilizing the wallowing water in which the for the buffalo in a farm where they utilize the wallowing pond into the production of the fish yield about 5 tons per hectare without any supplemental feeding to the fish. Next is the housing management, sustainable housing management. If we provide the shed, the basic principle of the shed is it will reduce the heat gain and promote the heat loss. First important strategy is the provision of shed. In the provision of shed and enhancing evaporative heat loss. The orientation of shed should be long axis for the east-west direction. Shelter design should be open type. It should be adequate space. Height of the shed should be minimum, at least minimum for the 10 to 12 feet. Ventilation, it should be cross ventilation, natural cross ventilation is there. The type of roof should be A type. Here, it should be here hatches or asbestos sheet can be made which have low thermal conductivity. The pitch angle which made it from the roof angle, that should be not more than 45 degrees, because if it is more than 25 degrees, then it is the it will be the problem in the ventilation in the animal shed. The color of the roof should be white outside and colored inside. So because the white light reflects most of the sun rays, the shelter of the animal should be surrounded with the some trees, green coverage. Next is the evaporative heat loss. In the evaporative heat loss, what we used in the animal farm, that is the fogger, mister, sprinkler. Where in fogger we use fine droplets of the water through a nozzle using high pressure. In mister, generate large droplets than the fogger. In the sprinkler, where we wet the hair coat of the cow. And evaporative cooling pads and the fan system, in which we use the porous pads through which the air comes and it will cool the animal house. Next is the wallowing. Wallowing is the most comfortable microclimate in which the buffalo wallow, and it will provide the best microclimate to the buffalo. Next is the sustainable livestock production through the genetic modification. In this way, we can see that there are 2 important steps. First, we select the heat tolerant, disease resistance, local breeds in their breeding tank. First is the selective breeding. Next is the introduction of this heat tolerant gene into the commercial herd. This selective breeding uses the improve the livestock productivity, disease resistance, and environmental adaptability. By using this single nucleotide protein and other genetic markers, we can possible to identify the animal that are linked to these disease character. So there are 2 important practices. First is the selective breeding. Select the local breeds in their breeding tract. And second is the introduction of some heat tolerant genes like ATP1 and heat shock protein gene, and identify these genes, and these genes are introduced into this commercial. Next is the sustainable farm waste management in changing water management. In this water management, we can see that there are the important efficient water harvesting techniques. In the efficient water harvesting techniques, we can capture this we can capture this rainwater, store this rainwater efficiently through method like rooftop harvesting or on the top of the houses, and making check dam or ponds, are using groundwater recharge systems, trenches, wells. We can use to harvest this harvesting technique for the water. Weather forecast system. This weather forecast system, so for the preparedness for the any emergency situation, and to provide the financial protection to the farmer against the changing adverse climatic situations. So we can prepare this before any adverse climatic impact. Using drought tolerant feed crops like sorghum, millets, legumes, these like cowpea, pigeon pea. These are the vital for the climate change because they need less water and these thrives well in the heat. Next is the food plain and drainage system management. We have to upgrade the management system, channels of the urban and the rural drainage system, and reconnecting rivers to the floodplain. So to store the water, otherwise they are let loose. Smart irrigation system, use some AI sensors, data analytics to deliver precise water amount to the crop only where they needed. This is the smart irrigation system. Small scale water reservoir, like as we know that the capture this rainwater management, runoff water into ponds, wells, check dams, like that we can easily manage this water management. Next is the antimicrobial resistance. This is the serious threat to our global health, livestock industry also, because there are a lot of the antibiotics. These are used in the swine, poultry industry, and it is estimated that in 2030 it is increased by nearly 70%. So it is the serious threat to our animal industry. So we have to some mitigate options strategy to antimicrobial resistance. First is the antimicrobial stewardship, where we use the optimum selection, doses and duration of this antibiotics. Farm management system, we using feeding practices, farm hygiene, water treatment, using disinfectant, biodegradable, some sewage treatment plant. Wild bird, especially migratory bird, these are the potential reservoir of some infections, and also some antimicrobial resistance. Then we can to check this wild bird using prebiotics and probiotics into the animal feeding. We can reduce the antimicrobial resistance. We can manipulate the gastrointestinal microbes in livestock to a new way strategy to combat this problem. Next is the principle of disease management. In the principle of disease management, we have to scientific disposal of the carcass, like burning, burial, or incineration. These are the 3 steps for the carcass disposal. Scientific disposal of this carcass, routine deworming and vaccinations that are followed at the every farm for the to prevent these infections and diseases. To maintain the hygiene level, cleaning and disinfection, sanitation in the animal farm. Quarantine means the animal which is coming first time into the herd. So we can separate these animals from our healthy stock for at least for 30 days, which is the most of the disease have the incubation period of around 30 days. We can separate these animals. After that, we can mix into the that we can isolate the sick animal from the healthy one. This is the important management practices, disease management practices. Examination of health for the various diseases like TB, JD, other diseases are there. We can train staff for disease management, for their capacity building, for the protection and vaccination, routine deworming operations to the farmers, so they can prevent their animals. There are some future directions toward the sustainable and resilient livestock production. First, we have to adopt sustainable practices like sustainable pest and livestock farming, sustainable feed practices, effective waste management, what we have told, some advanced loose housing system, which is a climate resilience, some technological advancement like I told that using this single nucleotide polymorphism, collective breeding, artificial intelligence, machine learning, antibiotic uses, disease management, which I told previous slide. Next is the government policies. Government should also should provide some financial incentive for these sustainable practices, and animal welfare standard should be there. Environmental regulation should be there. This should be for the efficient management. So we can conclude that the sustainable livestock farming practices is essential for the profitable of the farm, for the climate smart practices, resource efficiency, and any market uncertainty to combat this problem. Integration of the climate smart practices, dispersion livestock technologies, improved feeding, breeding, and recycling of this waste, digital innovation system should enhance the productivity and strengthen the ecological balance. So, by improving these practices, we can approach a triple win model, like benefiting farmers, benefiting consumers, and benefit to the environment also. Ultimately, this sustainable livestock farming is a necessity for long-term farm resilience, food security, and employment and income generation to the entrepreneurship and the farmers. Thank you. Thank you, sir. If anybody have a query, please ask. हेलो हाँ हाँ नमस्ते नमस्ते डॉक्टर साहब यही है अब क्या रहते हैं गाड़ी से कहाँ है आप हाँ हाँ यही है अभी यही है कहाँ है आइए आइए
हाँ सर, हेलो।
हाँ हाँ सर, जी जी
हाँ सर, सेशन ओवर है ना?
हाँ हो गया. If anybody have a query, please ask. If anybody,
हाँ
otherwise.
हाँ